We sippin' slow, post some more. Yeah, we just sippin' slow. Lean, crush, we sippin' slow.
Hey y'all, thank you for sipping it slow. All right, let's get to it. I'm just gonna talk about the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. Okay, I think we need to stop pretending these nights are tradition. Okay, and they not. They pretending and they wild nights. Okay, Bachelorette and Bachelor parties ain't been about innocent fun for a long time, and y'all know that. They become licenses to wild out and cheat, doing things that would break your partner's heart if they saw the raw footage. If you need one last night to be single, y'all, then you're not ready for marriage, okay? Because when you're ready to be married, you don't want nobody else but that person, okay? You're still auditioning for commitment with the mindset stuck in temporary, okay? And this is a fact. Over 75% of people who cheat during a Bachelor or Bachelorette weekend never tell their spouse. And what's worse, they go into the marriage with a lie sitting right next to the vows. Okay? That is not love. If it is, I don't want it, all right? That's a lifelong performance based on betrayal. You might not think a little lap dance or late night mistake means anything, but your future self is going to be living with that secret long after the DJ has packed up, okay? And cut off the music. And let's cut the noise, since we talking about DJs, all right? Y'all like how I did that? It's not just about what you do, it's about what you intend. If you're putting yourself in a room full of people with liquor, low lights, and no accountability, you're not there for cupcakes and a memory book. You're playing with fire in the name of tradition. You think it's culture, but it's really just a sanctioned loophole for disrespect. You being disrespectful. Now, I know y'all gonna say, it's just for fun, but fun don't mean no consequences. You don't get to disconnect from morals just because your wedding's in 2 weeks. If you wouldn't want your partner doing it, then you shouldn't be either. Who made up this? Who made up this bachelorette party where you gotta lust or be involved with another person and you trying to take vows in front of God? Y'all playing with God. This is not a no play thing. All right? Mutual respect doesn't take a night off. You don't pause loyalty for a bottle service and strippers. You just don't. Studies show that couples who start marriage with complete transparency have a 40% higher chance of long-term success. What that means is simple, guys. If you want forever, you got to start with honesty. Okay? Bachelor and Bachelorette nights that involve boundary breaking, that's a future divorce getting written in invisible ink. Okay, I didn't say that right because I write all weird. That's a future divorce getting written in invisible ink, y'all. Listen, we've been taught to celebrate these parties as rites of passage, but in reality, they're more like a test, a final exam before the marriage begins. So don't flunk that test. And too many people are out here failing at it, smiling in wedding photos with guilt in their chest, okay? And your boy's looking at you like this dude don't mean it. Nobody believes that you mean it because you don't, all right? They know what you did last night, and they so happy that you unhappy like they are, okay? So it's just not a good look, all right? Infidelity don't always start with a text message. Sometimes it starts with a plane ticket and a packed weekend bag. You cannot build a sacred union on a foundation cracked with secrets. If you need to cheat to feel free one last time, you're not ready for the weight of a marriage. Love demands more. It's not just candles and rings, it's discipline. It's the hardest discipline you will ever have, but the reward is wonderful. It's choosing your partner even when nobody's watching, even when temptations looks like a gift wrapped in laughter. So let's be real grown, y'all. If you value your partner, honor them in private the way you praise them in public. Okay? Don't let a traditional party be the start of a lifetime of regrets. Because if you gotta step out to celebrate stepping in, whew, you'll never really cross the threshold, ever. You just did a dance around it. And that's not marriage. That's make-believe. And real love don't play pretend, all right? So if you need one last night, then feel free. But don't get married, y'all, okay? Don't think a night of wildness won't follow you home, because it will. It's going to follow your ass home, all right? So I feel like if a person really cares about another person and really wants to spend the rest of their life with, okay, there is no reason for you to want to look or be around no other woman unless you always going to want to be around another woman for the whole relationship, okay? If you love this woman enough to marry her, that means that you should love that woman enough to respect her and say, okay, I just want you, and we should do our party together, okay? And a woman too. If you can cheat on your man with some other man and let him run up in you, you don't respect that man and you don't love that man. Okay? So I just feel like that people are playing with God. Y'all playing with God, and y'all are so selfish and so lustful that y'all want to normalize this. Okay? Back in the early 1900s, they did not have no strippers or none of that. I don't think they had strippers or none of that until like 1970s or something like that. And guess what? Women only started doing bachelorette parties because the men was doing bachelor parties and they wanted them to feel the same way. Women mirror men. We mirror y'all. So if we feel like y'all doing that for us to be able to cope with it, we have to do it too. That's why there's a pretty men walking around here. These women are nothing but pretty men. They want to get tattoos like the men. They want to have late nights out like the men. They don't want to be at home at the men because they can't cope with the thought of you messing around. So in order to numb that, they got to do the stuff that y'all do to get some relief from it. Okay? They want to have no responsibility like the men. I don't want to be here with the kids while he out running out on me. Okay? So y'all got to watch what you do, because these same women that you marrying and you cheating on and you having kids and y'all don't make it are the same kids that are breaking in your house, breaking in your cars, running up on you to steal your watches and all that stuff, because the women have left the house. The home is not her place, but it's her base. And these women ain't basing, all right? So y'all men, I'm talking to y'all seriously. Stop going into marriages if your intentions are not pure. If you really don't want this wife to be your wife in your life, okay? You don't have to marry her. Some of y'all are getting married because she giving you ultimatums, because you don't want to lose her. But sometimes you got to lose to win. All right? I'm going to say it again. Sometimes you got to lose to win. If this is not your pure intention, stop acting like it. All right? Because y'all cheating on y'all women. And most of y'all, if y'all tempted, y'all going to mess around. And who you fooling? Okay? You don't even know yourself. You don't even have mastery of self to know that if you do a bachelor party and you are tempted, that you're going to cheat. You don't have no discipline. And saying, okay, I don't need to do this because I know me. You got to master yourself to know that you won't. But you want that pass because you're hosting something deeper and lustful and evil inside that is not good. And I'm not just talking about the men. I'm talking about the women that go out there and you don't have no boundaries. There ain't no boundaries. You just do whatever you want to because you feel like you can still love this man and still get his money or whatever you marry him for, because you can't be marrying him for him if you want somebody else. Okay? Who wants to marry their husband that if they are not the top man in their life, if they not sexually attracted to their man more than anybody, that you so in love with this man that you can't even see yourself messing with somebody else? Okay? Especially not a stranger. You're going to throw everything away for a stranger. And what y'all so goofy in thinking is that the people in the party ain't going to gossip. And they ain't going to talk. Because they don't want you to be a happy union. Because they not a happy union. Okay? Even the married ones ain't happy. If they let you do this, most of y'all men need to tell y'all brothers, oh, we ain't doing no bachelor party. We being serious about our vows. We keeping our relationship right so our kids can be right because it's bigger than y'all. Okay? That's what y'all need to really realize. This is bigger than y'all. We need a generation with good kids, quality kids. So we in more fear of our life than ever before. A woman will tell you, because this doesn't happen to men. A woman will let you know that she's scared to walk down the street now because men pull up on them so fast and they pull their guns out, they pull their things out, and they so sexual that they can't even feel comfortable walking around to the store, the corner store, because they scared for their life. This is the generation that we in because y'all don't want to discipline yourself and master yourself. Your self-control is everything. Men with self-control are the most attractive men in the world. Any man that has super self-control, like the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Norm Muhammad, okay, Tony Gaskins, just to name a few. They are top men, okay? And every woman want them. You don't believe that, but I'm telling you, every woman want a man that can master himself. And if you can't master yourself and you let one bachelor party or one lustful moment mess up your whole entire relationship, then you don't have self-control of yourself. So you're not even stable enough to be in a marriage. You have to keep the maintenance on your marriage to where you want your woman more than everybody else. Okay? The same way you wanted her when you first met her, where you felt like, I want this woman, and that's it. That's how you're supposed to continue it. And if you don't continue feeling that way, it's something that you're not doing. You're not maintenance it. You're not trying to get a raise in your relationship like you getting a raise in your job. But some of you are cheaters already, and you never plan to be faithful. Okay? And I'm not talking to you because there ain't no helping you. You're just going to be after relationship unless you're dealing with a female that can cheat on you like you cheat on her, or she just strong enough to do it, because there are women that's strong enough to do it. Or there's women that's strong enough to do it because they know how to hide their infidelity. Okay? And that's why you have these men that have kids with women and find out that them kids ain't theirs. And they can't believe that the woman stepped out on them. All right? So y'all just get it together and stop thinking like, oh, I want to be about myself and I'm going to have this bachelor party because that's what men do. That selfish men stuff has really messed up this nation. Okay? It's getting way, way worse. And I know y'all going to say, oh, well, this been happening for forever. This has been happening for a long time. Like, our ancestors did this and our ancestors did that. Okay? But some of them didn't. And a lot of them and look at their families. A lot of these people, if they did do it, they did it in the private of their own self. They didn't have a group of people around to tell on them. You got 20 to 100 people that can let your wife or your husband know that you cheated. Is that dumb or isn't that dumb? Okay? Y'all ain't thinking. Y'all so horny and so lustful that y'all don't even care about this. Y'all don't care that everybody don't believe in your relationship. Everybody know that it's going to fail because you did this one thing for 10 minutes. Because most of you, it only take you 10 to 15 minutes to get your rocks off. All that. You know, for just a 15-minute happiness. Okay? It just don't make sense, y'all. But I'm against bachelorette and bachelor parties. I feel like people that's getting married, they should have it together. Okay? And if you can't see the person before then, I feel like that your friends and your family should have your best interests at hand. And you tell them that you don't want that. And if they do anything different, you walk out on it. I don't care how much it costs. I'm not disrespecting my wife or my husband, period. Okay? And that's how we need to step into this new life and this new relationship and this new covenant. Because it's a covenant. Okay? But if you go out and disrespect God and you want to mock God and play with God like that, because it says forsake all others. Okay? You want to play with God if you want to. All right? He not going to play. And even if she don't know about it, he do. And it's torture for your butt, okay? And I don't wish no bad on nobody. It's just giving. Karma is like a boomerang. If you throw it out there, it's going to come right back to you in some way and somehow. All right? And it might show up in the worstest ways possible. But when you see it, you're going to know it. You can be like, why is all this stuff happening to me? Why is all my loved ones getting taken? Why is this happening to me? Why I can't keep no job? Why my money keep getting stolen? Why people keep running up on me? Okay? It's because you put that karma out there. So whatever you plant, it will grow. Okay? I'm talking real good right now and I don't want to mess it up, y'all. YouTube said I had 3,000 watch hours. Okay? That's a lot. And I appreciate y'all. I had 31 shares last week. I love y'all. My main people, man, much respect and much love. Y'all been rocking with me for a minute. Tell your friends and your family to follow me. We trying to get it out here. I'm trying to do some merchandise and all that stuff. So get me out here. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And make sure you're sipping it slow. All right.
Risk it off. Risk it off. Let go. Risk it off.